Here we go. Um, been a while since I posted anything, and had a fun, interesting couple of weeks or months or whenever the last video was. Um, right now, I'm filming a collection of tools, and also a little treat there, and also a beautiful book that my wife put together. Anyway, so let's see what's. Oh my goodness, what's going on here? What board is this? Whoa, what trucks are those? What wheels are those? What bearings are those? What risers are those? What grip tape is that? I mean, I'm sure if you're watching this, you probably gathered that I'm going to be building a skateboard. So, got a pretty cool little idea, so let's just start taking a look at things. I've always been an independent truck rider, supporter, or whatever. Not really fanboy, but I don't know what you want to call it. I go with stuff that works. Indies have always worked for me, but oh, look what I have now. I want to try something different. These are really cheap. When I found them, they're Ace 66s, and everyone just rants and raves and tells me how wonderful Ace trucks are. They're just the best thing ever. I don't know what's going on with independent now. Like, people are hating on them or something. I don't know. There's some shops that aren't even carrying them anymore. I don't know if that happened over the whole logo thing. I have no freaking clue. I have been skating indies for decades, and I've never had an issue. I've rarely even had, basic, like a kingpin break or something. Like, it just never happens. And maybe that's just due to my skating. I spent a lot of time when I was learning tricks and stuff, like paying attention to how I land. And I almost always landed everything, like straight on the bolts, just flat. Like, everyone sketches, of course, right? It's just part of skating, but most of the time I land proper, and maybe that helps. I don't know. I'm not very heavy. Most I ever weighed is probably about 165 pounds, which is insane because I'm only like 5'4", 5'3". Like, I'm a short little dude, so you shouldn't weigh that much if you're that tall. And I managed to get all that weight off, or most of it off, and then gained some of it back, but whatever. So it wasn't a weight thing either, is what I'm trying to say. And I've been skating indies for years. Gonna try these out. They're 66s, which I believe are 9 inches in width. What I'm not too stoked about is it came with this weird bolt. You're supposed to come with those. The hell is that, dude? Anyway, maybe that's why they were cheap. But that's gonna be my trucks. Just gonna run stock bushings. I actually kind of dig this color, and so next gonna run some risers because I'm gonna run some bigger wheels. Probably gonna run these OJ ones. They call them 3/8, which I think is the same as 1/4 inch. I don't know. They're a hard plastic, like super hard. They don't flex at all. So I may run those, or I may run these. These are made by Real. They're actually made out of recycled boards. I thought they were pretty cool because they're wood. They don't have any give in them like the old school risers that were like a really hard urethane. I don't know, like, it just kind of felt like riding those kind of helped the trucks feel a little sloppy. Maybe I don't know how to explain it. But these, I don't know. Real Skateboards is a brand that I've supported in the past. I even have a couple of their boards. I have a Tommy Guerrero, older board. I have a couple other decks of theirs. Skated their stuff, but then not real happy with their political nonsense I've seen. I stopped following them on Instagram. I don't like when companies get into politics or get into whatever. Like, just if you make parts and just shut up. Like, same with any celebrity, same with any group, band, whatever. I don't want to watch a movie and get lectured to. I don't want to go to a concert and hear your opinion. I just want to hear music. I just want to be entertained. You can do whatever you want outside of that. And I kind of feel the same way about companies, but One of these I had to go down to the mall and get, which were these. Not a fan of supporting chain skate shops, but I guess it keeps skate shops alive, even if they are chains. These I got at our local chain or local shop, No Comply. And I don't know, man. Every time I've gone into No Comply, I haven't had a really good experience. It's like the dudes working there don't want to talk to me or just want to, like just kind of push me along. I have a problem when I go shopping where I actually like to talk about stuff. Like, I was like, I was trying to talk about these, and the guy's just like, yeah. And that's happened to me a few times. When I went and picked up this board from them, talk about this board in a minute, I was the same way. Like, I just kind of got like, yeah, like brushed aside. And I get it. I'm an older dude. I'm not in my 20s or teens or whatever the hell it is, doing all the flippy tricks and coming into your shop every day after skating House Park or whatever. I don't know. It's weird. Like, I don't understand it. Like, I'm still skating here. Like, shoot, I've been doing it since the 80s, since I was a little kid. When we first moved to America from Belgium, my parents got me a little Veriflex board, and they got me like a little plastic skateboard. The Veriflex kind of had sealed bearings. I had urethane wheels. Like, I haven't been skating since that long. I wasn't doing any tricks because I didn't know about any of that stuff. I just was riding it up and down the street, and then it went from there to where I was actually building my own skateboards using parts from skateboards. I built a really, really, really long board out of a fence plank. I put 4 trucks on it. And we had AstroTurf. My dad had AstroTurf in the garage. So I covered it in that, and like all the little neighborhood kids and me, we'd hop on that thing and ride up and down the street with it. And it was just the funnest thing ever. We didn't have to, be skating a bowl, catching air, whatever. We were just having a blast riding a skateboard that was like 6 or 7 feet long. I mean, it was great. That's where I come from. It's just riding up and down the street. And then one day, it was actually when I was riding my BMX bike with the group of neighborhood kids. We used to gather every Saturday. We'd start at somebody's house and then go ride downtown in like UT campus and the Capitol, and we'd find places to jump. And the Town Lake Trail that we have down here, it's called Ladybird Lake now, whatever. It's Colorado River. I don't know why they call it a lake, but anyway. Long story short, we were by the skate shop downtown. So we used to have one called Let's Go Skate. It used to be on West 24th. That building that it used to be in is completely changed. There's like a Starbucks in it now. It's student dorms. Back in the day, it housed Let's Go Skate, and then directly across was a record store or music store called Technophilia. If you're old school Austin, you know these places. There's also a place called Inner Sanctum, which is like a vinyl store. Anyway, it was all right there, and Technophilia was like the greatest music store ever. They had all these crazy imports and bootlegs, and the staff like knew what they were talking about. They introduced me to trip hop and the Chemical Brothers. I can remember one of the days I was there checking out or going to the skate shop. I walked across and they were playing the Chemical Brothers, and I was like, oh my god, who is this? And then like, oh yeah, it's trip hop, it's Chemical Brothers, check it out. And while I'm listening to that, I'm looking in their glass display case, and there's just imports and bootlegs and just all this crazy stuff, like live performances of Stevie Ray Vaughan that you couldn't find anywhere. I mean, I have Depeche Mode CDs called Strikes from there that, I mean, you can probably find them on the internet, but it's almost impossible to find those in stores or anything, especially CDs nowadays. But anyway, I'm rambling, but I got a really good vibe from going to Let's Go Skate and other skate shops. But every time I go into No Comply, I just feel like I'm some kind of weird outcast. Like, I don't know, man. It's a beautiful store. I mean, it's huge. They even have their own coffee shop. I mean, it's kind of insane how badass that store is, especially the deck wall. I mean, the deck wall is just, if that shop would have existed back in the 80s, we would have thought we'd died and gone to heaven, especially having the skate park right next to it. But, and it's, I think now the only local skate shop left, because the other place I loved going to, because they kind of had more of an old school vibe, and they carried a lot of the stuff that some of us older dudes like, a lot of the bigger boards, a lot of the bigger wheels. I think the owner was an older guy. He's more relatable. Dude who owns No Complies is a younger dude. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Just, I don't know. I don't know. Feel free to comment or whatever, criticize, dislike, I don't care. I don't know if I'll ever go back there again. And that's why I'm struggling, because I bought these, which, by the way, $9 for risers is insane, man. What the hell happened? Why are these $9? And why are these $9? Like, they used to be $3. Like, risers used to cost nothing. Practically give them away. And now they're almost $10. Like, please, God, help us. Anyway, I don't even know if I want to use them, because it's a company I don't like. It came from a shop that gave me a really weird experience. It's like, I don't want to put any bad juju on this board, even though the board came from that shop, but that's because it was skate shop day and they're local. And so I thought, oh, I want to support my local skate shop. So, of course, I'm going to go get a board from there if I can. And I can tell you, I'm not doing too great financially. I don't think, maybe a lot of us aren't doing too great financially, but there is the power of paying for those of us with destroyed credit, but that do have jobs and can afford little minuscule monthly payments or biweekly payments. I mean, that's what I've had to do. And because I want to have a normal life, somehow, even though we're struggling. And so these were on sale for next to nothing. Talk about these real quick. They're Andale bearings. It's pretty cool. It's a little tune-up kit. So it came with bearings, came with these rad little washers. It came with spacers, which, if you're skating, we tell you should always run those. A lot of people, they pop bearings, and the wheels are so hard nowadays, they figure it doesn't matter because, the bearings will seat and whatever. Thing is, though, these kind of help your bearings when you tighten the nuts on your trucks. To kind of helps them from getting crushed. It kind of helps them work properly. Like, it spaces them out, like the spacer, duh. And I don't know. I've always ran them. I feel like it's a durability thing. I think you should always run them, but it's pretty slick. These bearings are pretty sweet. I've never ridden Andales, never even heard of them, but I'm always watching Daywan videos, and he just rolls forever. And it's part of that, I'm sure, is, it's just a skill. If you've been skateboarding long enough, you just kind of know how to maintain your speed and how to keep going and going. But, if your stuff sucks, if your bearings suck, if your wheels are wrong, if your trucks aren't gelling, then it makes it kind of hard to do that crap. So when I watch these guys and I notice their tricks, I'm like, man, what wheels are those? What bearings are those? What's his setup? Because, I'm sure, it might help me a little bit. I'm not at his level, of course. There's probably only, I don't know, half a dozen people, if less than that are even close. But anyway, I just find it, what works for them will probably work for me, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I grabbed these too because they were just super cheap, and I'm trying to build this board on the cheap. So let's talk about the board next. By the way, buying hardware in bulk, cheapest way to do it. You'll have it forever. You'll never have to worry about it. You snap a bolt, boom, you have another one. It's the greatest thing ever. So I learned that lesson. So that's what I do, and I have a whole bag of hardware that will probably last me until I can't skate anymore. So there's that. So those are my bearings. They're going to be Andale Day1s. I got my Ace 66s in this really cool gold color that I guess nobody liked, so they marked them way down. I got these crazy risers. These are OJs. These are real. These are like a nylon. These are actually wood. Let's go to the wheels. So we got OJs. These are 78s. They're pretty squishy. I have really shitty streets in my neighborhood. Pardon my English. I mean, they're just terrible. But these wheels help me to be able to skate up and down our streets. And around here, if I don't feel like driving somewhere to go skate, because when I was younger, that was not an option. And so that's kind of what we did, was we just bought wheels based on what we thought might work for everything. And that's why a lot of guys were riding 90As or 92As. Every now and then I'd try 97s. But back then, that was the hardest wheel you could get, until they started going into the hundreds, which is just crazy. 90s and later brought us tiny wheels like I mean, you could still get tiny wheels like 52 millimeters. I've even seen some 49 millimeter. I'm just like, I mean, if you look at the size of these bearings compared to the size of these wheels, 49 millimeters is just, poof. Like, I guess if all you do is skate around in your driveway and try all the flip trick variations, that might work for you. But if you're trying to go anywhere, you're going to be struggling. If you try to skate places with wheels like this that are pretty decent size and a softer durometer, you'll get places. I mean, you can see a lot of cruiser boards, all long boards with wheels like this, or well, a lot of them are even bigger. But anyway, I'm probably going to run those, and I may even run these with these because, I don't know, I just doesn't match anything. But I don't really care because I have gold trucks anyway. But I've ridden OJs. OJ was one of my favorite wheels back in the 80s, back when I first started skating. At one point I had some blue OJ2s, and I rode those wheels into the ground. They were just the best wheels ever compared to some of the Powells and stuff anyway, because really Powell wheels are my favorite. My other choice, I had these wheels that I got through Brand X Skateboards. They also make Toxic boards and Toxic wheels, and they're kind of hard though, so I'm not sure, but I picked those up dirt cheap a long time ago. I just kind of had them when I was looking through my stash of wheels, because I've got tons of different wheels. I have some Spitfires they all feel like little chunks of granite, like they're just too hard to skate. I have some Bones wheels, some of the smaller ones, like I have some Tony Hawk ones, some Caballeros. One of those they were 90As, but they're 56 millimeter, and I just feel like that's kind of small, especially for such a big board. I'm going to be running this Jessup grip tape, and I guess it's 10-inch wide grip tape. Got this with the board the day I got it. And here's the thing, if you look at my little tools, you'll notice, why do you need a hole puncher for? And well, I kind of get why you have scissors. I mean, I've got these, and I've got these monsters in case this doesn't work. Also, it's a good idea to have a 3/8 and an extension, so when you're doing your trucks, these won't get in the way. This won't get in the way of the hanger, and if your bolt's a little bit too long, it won't. This will still work. What I hate about a lot of these tools, like this one, look how shallow that is. So, you know, like a lot of this hardware is kind of long, as you can tell. I know I'm gonna have, you know, a little overhang of the bolt. I'm used to that. I mean, I've been skating for decades. Doesn't matter. But when you have this guy on the end of your skate tool, and you have like this much extra bolt, he says, "Oh, why don't you get bolts the right size?" Well, you know, we don't always have that available. So sometimes you just gotta go with what you got, and sometimes this won't work with it. If they would have just made this, you know, maybe like this long, you know, maybe had something like that. Just think how perfect that would be. It would work with everything forever, and you'd never have to worry about it. But anyway, my opinion. But I had a board, Mark Gonzalez, in the 80s, the original one with the face. I still have that deck. It's sitting in the garage along with practically every other single board I've ever skated since the 80s, because I kept them all. And I lost a few, including a Neil Blender Coffee Break Mini in baby blue, and I'll never see that board again, and it just drives me absolutely crazy. I'm pretty sure I lost it back in 2003 or 2004. I moved to an apartment for my first marriage, and that marriage ended terribly. The woman went crazy, left a note on the stairs, robbed me of all my money, stole our dogs, stole a bunch of stuff out of the apartment. And in the haste of moving, and in the haste of moving back home, because I didn't want to spend another night in there after I got that note, I rushed back home, threw everything in the back of a pickup, moved back in with my mother, lived there until my mother passed away, and I'm still living here. But anyway, I'm pretty sure in all that I lost that board, and I probably lost my Tommy Guerrero too. And that broke my heart, because I'll never see either one of those boards ever again. And one of those I learned kickflips on for the first time. And that's why I hang on to boards, because they each have like a little story to them. cool little memory. You know, it's kind of like having pictures. I mean, it's the same thing. That's why I try to hang on to everything. And I see a lot of people that comment, you know, like, I wish I had this. I wish I had that. I also wish I had my Uncle Wiggly that I traded. It was a Tony Magnuson. It was an epoxy one. I just thought it was cool. I tried to skate it on the street. Wasn't a good street board. It was really more vert deck. But man, if I could have another one of those too, just to have that memory back, that would be awesome. But anyway, this board is, as you can probably guess from the graphic, it's a crooked board. It's Mark Gonzalez's Beemer, and let's just capture that. Skate Shop Day 2026 special shape diamond quad crooked. Yeah. So this is a board he released for Skate Shop Day. So every skate shop in the country that got one got them in limited quantities. I think they're only allowed 2, maybe slightly more than 2, I guess, depending. But I just happened to see it right before Skate Shop Day happened, and then went online just for grins to see, well, you know, maybe if I could order online, I could do Snap or Shop or Klarna or, you know, one of these guys, PayPal. And sure enough, they actually had one, and it let me do it. And I was like, oh, crap. So, and then sure enough, I get the email, hey, your order's ready, come get it. And I went and got it, and holy crap, here it is. I've struggled for the weeks since Skate Shop Day with, well, are you going to just hang on to it, or are you going to skate it? Because when I bought it, I actually wanted to skate it. Then a part of me is like, well, but it's, you know, it's a special thing, a special quantity. If, you know, you start damaging it or whatever, you're not going to be able to replace it. But I don't know, man. I have some boards that I've bought kind of with the idea that I'm just going to hang them up and never ride them. Some of them are very special boards. I have like a skateboard that was created by an artist that I met on Instagram. He's licensed to do Rat Fink and Ed Roth stuff. And I don't know if you know anything about Ed Roth, but he was a hot rod builder from the 60s. He's one of my heroes. He's one of the most creative people to ever touch a car, ever, I think. He started fiberglassing and just doing crazy stuff with vehicles long before any kind of pimp ride or, I mean, a lot of these builders that exist today exist because of him. And he's one of the godfathers of the whole car custom thing. And yeah, so this guy is licensed officially because you can actually purchase a license from the people that own his rights or whatever, and it allows you to sell, you know, Rat Fink themed products. And this guy's an artist, and he was like, yeah, he posted this thing like, hey, I'm thinking about selling these Rat Fink skateboards or putting Rat Fink on a skateboard. What do you think? And I was like, oh, dude, you know, I'll sign me up. You know, me and him were talking in private message too, because he reached out to me a few times. And anyway, I basically became friends with the dude, and he made a really rad hand-painted Rat Fink board, and I wound up with it. And I think I paid like $100 for it. And it's fully custom artwork. It's fully hand-painted. I mean, you can see the brush strokes in it. It's so rad. And I'll probably be featuring that board in another video at some point. I have some ideas for a thing I want to do with all my skateboards, just to chronicle them and capture them and all that stuff. So that's coming. But anyway, long story short is I have some wall hangers, and I have boards that I ride. And I was just fighting myself, like, are you going to make this a wall hanger, or are you going to ride it? And I have decided to build it. Yeah, I'm going to build this thing to skate. It's just, I don't know, man. It gets ruined, scratched up, whatever. That's what it's for. Like, you know, like I see these people buy these ridiculously rad cars, and then they just sit, and they never drive them. They never enjoy them. And I'm like, man, take it for a spin, something, you know, like. And there's this huge thing with BMX too. Like, I call them carpet queens, where people build these just ridiculously rad old school BMX bikes, like all this brand, you know, new old stock parts on it. Looks just like it came out of the store back in, you know, 83, 84 or whatever. And then they just sit. They take them to these little bike shows, and then wherever they store them at home, They never get ridden. The tires never see anything other than carpet or air. I mean, I'll be looking at these bikes. They'll have white tires or bright yellow tires on them. They still have little nubbies on them, the little rubber thingies. They'll still have, they won't have I mean, they'll be perfectly clean. I mean, it just looks like they just installed them the day of the show. And I'm just sitting there like, it just makes me sad. I don't know. And so when I was thinking about this and whether I was going to skate it or not, I kind of got that feeling too. Like, just build it, skate it. I mean, it's what it's for. Like, use it. You know, if it gets scratched up, whatever. I mean, that's the whole idea with a deck, is it's going to get scratched up. And so who cares? You know, like, go out, enjoy it. You only live once, that kind of thing. So I'm going to build it. So that's that. So my idea for the grip tape, and it's something I did decades ago with my other Gonz. When I gripped it, I had blue grip tape, and I cut it up, and I made it basically like a huge puzzle. And each piece, I was actually punching holes in. So I just thought, I'd never seen it. I thought it might look cool. And by the time I had gotten done gripping that board, it looked cool as shit. Like, it was totally unique. Nobody had ever seen it. Like, other skaters would just be, hey, whoa, what's going on with your grip tape? Like, people were just freaking out on it. And it actually worked. I mean, it was, you know, I had grip tape where I needed it. I mean, I had the little center section, you know, like a lot of times we leave that open so you can see the graphic or whatever. Just like this, I'm just going to grip around it because I want to be able to see it. So I think that's kind of cool. It is a lot of real estate to leave open, but, you know, maybe if I just have something here, you know, like, go around it somehow. I don't know. I'll figure something out. But yeah, I want to do the same on this board. It's a Gonzalez board. And so I figured, well, and by the way, I just love it when companies include free stickers with their stuff. The people I ordered these trucks from, no stickers, no nothing. These didn't come with a sticker. These didn't come with a sticker. Of course, these didn't. I mean, he gave me a sticker from the shop, but it was lame. I didn't like it, and I'm not going to promote them anymore anyway. So, they're not, I mean, why should I? They don't sponsor me. They're not nice to me. Their stuff is kind of overpriced, and their staff is kind of rude. So, beautiful store, but, I mean, if you need something, I highly recommend, that's probably the best place to go, but just know that, you know, you may not be greeted by friendly people, or you just, if you want to try and have a conversation with them, they're not going to talk to you unless, I guess, you're a certain whatever. It was just weird. But anyway, I'm going to build this thing and skate it and enjoy it. And these are the parts I'm going to use. And it's going to be pretty sweet when it comes out. And I'm going to get started on it today and probably post an update. Also, real quick, yesterday was kind of my little car guy day. I went to a Porsche show in the morning at Mozart's Coffee. It was fun. The only downside was pretty much every single one of them is just a bone stock Porsche. And I mean, Porsches are beautiful cars. They're fantastic, et cetera, et cetera. But it would just be nice if some of them may have had like something done to them. Like, I mean, I can see a stock Porsche anywhere. So it was a little bit of a letdown in that respect. Like, I was hoping to see some really unique stuff out there. And there was some cars that are pretty cool. There's one that had this kind of crazy wrap on it. There was a beautiful GT3 RS out there. There's some nice, I mean, there's some nice stuff. I mean, I really love that blue that some of those cars have. It's similar to the blue of my Civic. It's kind of a lighter blue. Beautiful color, beautiful cars. It was a good time. The coffee shop was kind of overwhelmed, so I really didn't get a chance to... I don't drink coffee, but I like chais and matchas and stuff. I didn't get a chance to do any of that. So, but anyway, you'll see some of my pictures from it later on today. I'm going to publish another video because I did that, and from there I went to Lone Star Roundup, which is the best event of the year as far as I'm concerned here in Austin, as far as cars go. I mean, it's just the greatest thing ever. It's pre-1963 cars. Anything newer is not really supposed to be entered. I mean, you'll see some stuff out on the show grounds that are newer than 63, but a lot of it's just vendor cars and stuff. But to actually enter the show, they generally won't let you register anything newer than 63. And I guess the rumor is that was supposed to keep the Mustangs out, which I think is kind of funny. but anyway, I took some pictures of that, and it was a fun time. I ran into my bud. His name's Jim Madison. He goes by the Print Destroyer. If you can find him on Instagram at Jim H Madison, and he has an Etsy shop with just some just rad artwork. He does this really killer stuff with printing and just with art, and just he makes these rad prints that he puts together using artwork from like advertisements and magazines, and I don't know how to explain it other than it's just really badass, and he's a really badass guy, and you'd be doing yourself a favor to check him out for sure. And he gifted me. Let me take you this little walk through the house real quick. My mom's, my wife's Halloween stuff. PlayStation, carpet, cat looking outside. We have cats, by the way. Oh, look at that. It's almost like I have a lot of skateboards. Quick little peek at my pseudo museum. Got some artwork when I visited the Gonz Brigade in 2023. I've picked up a few boards. There's a Hank Hill's down below. That's the Tony Hawk 900 board from Storied. There's my BBC from when we had a box at the shop. That's when I saw the Gonz Brigade in 86. Got to meet Cab and Lance there. That Jimmy Z's board is signed by Hosoi, and it's numbered King of the Hill, When We Met Tony and Rodney. So I got some signatures there. That's from our trip to Canada. This is a Mullen / Lance Mountain board that he put together. There's my picture with the Gonz Brigade. Behind that is Caballero's board that he put out on June 14th. And I was literally in tears because that's my mother's birthday. She's gone. And he released a board on her birthday. And I kind of felt like I had to get it because it was a thing. If you've lost a parent, you know. These are boards that I had at our wedding. They're Ishod wares. We grabbed these because there were butterflies on them. That's a special thing with our parents too. And then I put the stickers for Just Married on them. It's my Andy Anderson. That's my ridiculously long board that my mother got me. My Jeff Phillips reissue that I skate. Just other little cute stuff. My wife got me that. Found that in the store one day. That's from Hawaii. Love that store. Found that. My sister gave me this. I don't talk to my sister anymore. She wasn't very nice to me when my mom passed away, but that's a whole other thing. BMX, we have R.L. Osborne's autograph from a contest I saw him at. Old school GT banner. Picture I got from J. Grant Britton. Some other crazy boards. My wife's a huge Wonder Woman person, so I got her that. Old school McGill that I put together as a rider, flight deck, and then a clear skateboard with wheels that light up. My uncle made me that board. We found this in a store, had to get it. My little Gator tribute board, because this was my first pro deck ever. It's even got the same Vision Blur wheels that I got when I was younger, same Indies. Because of course it's a reissue, as you can tell. And reissue Hosoi. Always wanted a Hammerhead, but I never bought one. And I got his trucks. Got some Gonz trucks on the Gonz reissue. That's a tribute kind of board. Here's my real Guerrero. Here's my crooked, I forget what you call these guys, but they have a name. But anyway, that's an original. That's an old school Element Appleyard. That board has gone through several hands. It's crazy. It's still not skated very much. It's almost like I bought it and just never used it, which is kind of weird. I used to ride my stuff into the ground, but as you get older, you can't skateboard every day and you have income. So you wind up with boards that you put together and then you don't have to skate them as much. But this is what Jim gave me. He made this, and it's just freaking rad. He was like, oh, hey, I got something for you when I saw him at the roundup. And he hands me this, and I swear to God, I get choked up just right even today thinking about it, because it's such a nice thing. And when you've gone through life with and been mistreated a lot, and people have been mean to you. And whenever somebody does something genuinely kind like this, it just kind of takes your breath away, and I'm so grateful for this. It's so cool. It's my Dogtown longboard, by the way, but that's my signed Tony Hawk from J. Grant Britain down there. My Caballero flight deck that I took to Hawaii. I got to skate Wallows with this board. Has a very special place in my heart as well. This Dogtown longboard is a blast to ride. It's so fun. I can't even explain to you how fun it is. I always liked the Schmidt Sticks yardsticks, and I found this in a board shop we used to have here. They were called, I think they were called Carve. They disappeared. It's kind of crazy how many skate shops we've lost. This is an older anti-hero. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a wider deck. That's why I got it. Here's my board that I skate all the time, which is the Andy Anderson. I have several Andy Andersons. This is another one that I have. I think my wife got me this deck, and I just built it with spare parts. This is a real artist series. I have one for Nautice and one for Gonz. So there's that one. There's that one. They're, I guess, collectible at this point. This came out a while back from Birdhouse. The guy that did the artwork for this runs a clothing company called Drop'em, D-R-O-P-E-M, Wear, W-E-A-R. He's a mini truck guy, and he was at all the mini truck shows for just the last several decades. And he drew the truck from, Gleaming the Cube. Of course, you have to know what truck that is. Please tell me you do. If you haven't watched Gleaming the Cube, please do. It's one of the greatest 80s skateboard movies ever. I like it better than Thrashin'. Thrashin' just annoyed me when it came out. But anyway, it's cool. Here's my Jeff Phillips. This is the one I won't be skating because it's a very special veneer. The graphics are done a certain special way. Didn't want to touch it. Behind it is a 303 board I got when I was in Colorado, where they did a collaboration with Toy Machine. It's a shop deck that I bought. Tattoo artist named Shane Watkins gifted me this board. He does incredible tattoos. And he's like, hey man, I got something for you. When we were over there one day, he was working on my stepson's tattoo, and he's like, hey, here. And he handed me this, and again, I was just like, oh, about to freak out. Old DJK up there. There's my old McGill with 215s. I used to ollie 4 decks stacked on that monster. Look how small the nose is. Isn't that crazy? I had a nose guard on it at one point, but it tore off. I kept the rails on it, kept the tailbone on it. It's still skatable, other than, the scratches and stuff on the tail and whatever from use through the years, it's still really good condition, still rideable. I still love it. But I picked up this other McGill, like in a 2-for-1 deal. It was super cheap. And I was like, oh, I could skate this one and just leave that one alone. And that's basically what I've done. Uh-oh. My little museum's falling apart. Well, you can see my flight deck. I've experimented with these just to see if all the hype is true. And I freaking love riding them. I can tell the difference. They really do perform very well, and they really do hold up very well. I got this board. Basically, I had an account that I wanted to use to try and build my credit back, which wound up failing miserably. My credit is completely ruined, but it's kind of like a surfboard for the street kind of thing. Like, it turns, and you can actually pump on it like you would a surfboard to get speed without having to even lift the wheels off the ground or tic-tac or whatever. I got some BMX stuff kind of hidden in here too. These are from this guy. He goes by Poor Boy Steve, and he sells these. They're little custom minifigs. This is RL. This is Ron Wilkerson. I know I have the Eddie one around here somewhere. Oh, derp. There it is. This is also the control for our AC that we can customize the picture with. It's one of my wedding pictures, so yeah. And that's a sticker from everybodyskates.com. It's Alfonso Rawls. He makes these boards that are huge, and but he does collaborations between two pros, And that's one of the stickers. He did one with Valele, and I can't remember the other pro. You'll probably see it if I pull. I don't want to mess with it. So, but yeah. And then this was a rad event that we went to, and all these guys were there. Got to meet them all. Got to take pictures with them all. Talk to them all. It was at Dark Side Pizza in Bernie. Beautiful place to go to. But yeah, there's that. Kind of gotten sidetracked from my board build, but just wanted to show off a little bit of my collection. You can see down here, that's a Valele from his Street Plant brand. And I was skating that for a while, and then just, I don't know, it's like the flight boards and then Andy Anderson, and I just like, yeah, I want to try a different deck, and so that's kind of what happened. This is a Caballero reissue, and this was one of the greatest nights of my life as far as skateboarding goes, because I was with my wife when we met them, and when I met them a couple months before in 2023, this was in 2024, that's when I met them in 2023. I couldn't go with her. I couldn't afford to take us both. And she was like, well, you need to go because, you know, the bones are great. It's like your life. Like, just go. And so I took a little trip to California. I was there 2 or 3 days. Got to see Venice Skate Park and got to meet all these guys and have dinner with them and talk to them and watch them skate. And Tony actually sat next to me when we were doing the dinner sessions, which was just mind-blowing. Like, I was sitting there and we were kind of in between. Like, we basically got to sit with each member for an allotted amount of time, including Christian Hosoi, which is rad. He was like a guest guy there. And so we're sitting there and we're waiting for the next guy, and I guess it was going to be Tony. And earlier in the day, he was, you know, they were all sessioning the Vans skate park. And after they were kind of done, I pushed myself to go over and talk to him, because I'm always nervous around famous people and just generally shy, introvert kind of guy anyway. But I was like, man, I gotta make this count. Like, I don't want to have any regrets leaving this thing. And so I actually kind of waited for him to stop, and then he had like people around him that were kind of doing the same thing I was doing, I guess. But I saw a window, walked in there, like, hey man, you know, it's so great to meet you. Got to shake his hand, got to take a picture with him. It was awesome. And so yeah, like, I actually got to catch his board because it hit me when he was skating. I was sitting on one end of the bowl and the board flew up and hit me in the shins, because, you know, like, even when I'm not skating, something's going to hit my shins. My shins are a magnet. I swear to God, I don't understand it. But anyway, I got to touch his board, which is cool. The other thing is, we have lots of die cast. Lots of die cast in here. Old picture of the car I used to have. That was a Mazda promotional. This was the car I used to have. This is a professionally taken photo at a car show. It doesn't look like this anymore. The person that bought it from me was T-boned in it, and it's ruined forever. But yeah, that's what it used to look like. That car was at SEMA in 2009. I have videos on my page if you want to find them. I mean, I just kind of collect all kinds of stuff. Lots of Hot Wheels. I mean, I have bookcases full of stuff from decades of collecting. That's Gene Winfield's autograph on his surfboard before he passed away. There's another surfboard in here that Foose drew for me. This is one I had pinstriped. This all happened at the Roundup, by the way. And then there's this one from Chip Foose when I met him at the Broken Spoke, of all places. He was doing a little stint for 3M, and I got notified through email through a website I was running for our car club. They're like, hey, you want to meet Chip Foose? And I was just like, is this real? And now I have this, and I've met him a total of like 4 times now. It's kind of crazy. This was an autograph from Ian Russell. He sent me some stuff that I ordered some stickers and stuff from him, and he signed that for me. I thought that was pretty awesome. These are just Legos and die casts that I've held on to for years. Some of them are custom, like this little truck. I used to have a little white S10 that was slammed. Or, I mean, it wasn't body drop like this or sitting on the ground or nothing, but it was lowered as much as I could without a C-notch. And I had some beautiful I had some beautiful Budnick tiller wheels on it. I even had a custom steering wheel made to match by a company out in Houston who's long since gone. But I made a little Hot Wheels to try and look like it, even though it was a regular cab. And like I lowered this guy to where he sits all the way on the ground. These are Hot Wheels. This is definitely Hot Wheels. I'm not sure if this was Hot Wheels or not, but they're posable. This was like a special thing. Bath and Body Works. This stuff really works, by the way. Here's some old fingerboards that I made when I was younger. We took poster board, glued them together, made little rails out of model sprue, got the graphics out of magazines. I recently saw a reel where a guy talked about that, how he made them with Hot Wheels and pencil erasers as trucks and using the wheels from the Hot Wheels. That's an RX-8 transformer, because I had an RX-8. I collected a lot of RX-8 stuff, like, my car's out here somewhere. But anyway, yeah, this is my little stash. This is stuff I look at every day and just think about memories. That's a really old Texas Longhorns puppet. They used to sell those at football games. I've been to a few games, so that was kind of cool. Here's a radio station that doesn't exist anymore that I miss a lot. Some models that I've lowered. Just different stuff all over the place. But yeah, that's a view into my world. And I'm going to build a skateboard, and I will post an update when it's done. And yeah, it's my dirty carpet, I guess, whatever. I don't think it's dirty, but this is going to be it. This is the crooked Beemer board. And gosh, another long video. I tried to do this before without going so long, but whatever. I guess I'm going to stop talking and get to building, and we'll go from there. And you'll get to see what I wind up with, which I'm thinking might be the softer wheels to start. And then if they're too soft, I can always move to these, or maybe I'll even buy some wheels down the line. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. But there's the crazy graphics on this thing. Thought that was pretty cool. I think they may have came in different colors. I'm not sure, but because all I've ever seen so far is this color, so maybe they didn't. But I know his Beamer boards are kind of crazy and kind of hard to get. And when I saw the opportunity to get one, it really wasn't even that expensive either. It was less than $100, I think. Or maybe it was right at $100. I know that some of these decks, like now if you try to buy a Beamer board off of eBay, like they're $300, $400, like people are trying to flip them and whatever. And I'm like, God, I'm so tired of people like buying stuff at a normal price and then reselling it. It kills so many hobbies. I mean, my wife went through hell to get a lot of this Halloween stuff because it would be viral or something. And then next thing you know, like, they're all gone all of a sudden. Right now it's going on with all this squishy stuff. And I'm just like, stop, people. Just stop. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I've blabbed enough and I need to get to work. And appreciate you taking the time to listen, to watch, just share a little piece of my skateboarding life, whatever, life period with me. Again, my name's Randall. I've been skateboarding for probably 46 years, 47 years, almost 50 years. Started doing tricks in the 80s, but as a little kid, about 7 or 8 years old, I was just riding them and toying with them, and next thing you know, I was doing tricks on them. So yeah, it's crazy. Had a lot of fun with that stuff. And now I'm in my 50s, and I'm still skating and riding and enjoying and toying. And I'm hoping another 20 years from now, I'm still on this planet, and I'm still doing the same thing. And hopefully everyone watching this is in the same boat. Whether you're in your 20s, teens, 30s, 40s, whatever, don't think you ever have to stop doing something you love just because it's not age appropriate or whatever stupid thing, because, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Outside of pedophilia, of course. Just kidding. But that is definitely not appropriate if you're my age. And yeah, we don't want to go there. But I like to make jokes. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're not. Anyway, but I think I've said enough. And yeah, so again, A66 is going to be the trucks. I'm not going to do indies this time. It's going to be weird to bolt these guys up. I'm a little concerned these might not be wide enough, but I think they'll be okay. I mean, they're kind of flush-ish, and If I do wind up with these wheels, I think we'll be fine. I think anything smaller than this would be terrible because, I've skated boards like that, or seen boards like that, and I just don't understand how people skate stuff like that. But these, I think, especially where it's narrower in the back, so that should be a good width for the back too. And I've seen another dude's video where he put rails on this. I'm not going to do rails. I hate rails. Once I discovered skateboarding without rails, it was like a whole world open to me because with rails, you can't slide everything because they get caught. If you see a little planter, it's made out of brick or something that you could probably just bounce off of. You can't bounce off of it with rails because the little grooves in the brick will stop you cold and you'll go flying. Ask me how I know. It's kind of like when you hit a pebble and your board just stops instantly or wheel bite. And next thing you know, you're flying through the air going, whoa, this is going to hurt. Well, same stuff happened with rails. So I stopped skating rails and just damaged the bottom of my board because I didn't care. And, man, I could slide on anything. I could do anything. It's a little trickier to pick it up, but you get used to it. You develop the strength in your hands to grab and to do what you got to do. So, just an adjustment. But, that's my little talk on rails and skateboarding and my little view of our pseudo museum in the hallway. I'm going to be redoing it to show off some boards that I have in boxes right now. One of them is the board I got from the Bones Brigade experience where they all signed it. I don't have a way to display that very well right now. It's kind of just in our bedroom next to the bed where I can see it every day. Because it's a good memory. And it's kind of an achievement when you've been skateboarding as long as I have to meet all these people and get to hang out with them. And I think a lot of people overlook that kind of stuff. But, if you ever get a chance to meet a skateboarder or anybody that you really, really like, don't believe in that don't meet your heroes thing. Take the chance, talk to them, meet them. If they suck, they suck. If they don't, they don't. It's just kind of how it is. Like, I didn't know what to expect. And meeting all those guys was pretty amazing. A lot of them were just normal people. They weren't, they weren't stuck up or, I don't know how to explain it, but it was worth meeting them, I guess, to sum it up. And if you ever have the chance to talk to somebody, meet somebody, tell you a quick little story about Ken Block, actually, before I get out of here, because we're at 52 minutes. Holy crap. The Circuit of Americas is here in Austin. It's actually in Elroy, which is on the outskirts of Austin, but Austin is growing like Dallas and all these other places where it just kind of sucks up everything around it. But when the track does these bike nights, and it's bicycle, not like motorcycle nights, it's bike nights, as in come ride your bike around the track. And for several years, I was going to every single one of those. I didn't miss a single one. I made every Tuesday, I'd take my bike to work that day in my car, and from work, I would drive straight to the track and go ride the track and then come home. And I did that for many years. And every now and then something cool would happen because, the track would have stuff going on or in the middle of stuff going on or stuff about to go on. And one of the years they were doing they called it the ARX, which I think was American Rallycross or something. And Tanner Faust was a driver in that. Ken Block was a driver in that. There's some other famous drivers. I believe Bucky Lasik was one of them. They all came to Austin to race. And they were doing promos and stuff. And so one of the nights I was riding the track, I was actually on I would ride the track on my 20-inch flatland bike, by the way. The one that's in my videos, that same Deco Terry Adams. I was riding that around the track. Even going up turn 1, which is a 10% grade. Keeping up with roadies too, like guys that were out there in these crazy $13,000, Bluetooth group sets, carbon fiber, everything. I mean, wheel sets that cost more than probably my car. Just crazy stuff, right? And I was keeping up with them on my little 20-inch. I even had times where they'd ride past me and give me a thumbs up, or one guy even told me I was a god amongst men one night, and that was pretty cool. But it was just funny. But I also got a lot of criticism from those guys because I didn't wear a helmet, and I don't know, man. I don't know where I stand on the helmet thing. I know you're supposed to wear one, and I don't want to throw anything out there as far as fate or anything, but I've never been a big helmet wearer, because I guess I just figured that I'm not really doing anything crazy enough to where I'm going to magically fall and land on my head. Nowadays, I've probably seen it a little bit differently. You get older, you get wiser. Um, it's a little scarier doing certain things without a helmet because it's just so much easier to loop out and smack. But as far as just riding a bike in a straight line and a perfectly smooth surface, I don't know. Maybe some people felt they need that because they're going way faster than me and they're on these crazy ass bikes. But I'm a little 20-inch. I'm low to the ground. I'm not. I don't know. Can't really justify not wearing one but at the same time, I couldn't really justify wearing one, I guess, if that makes any sense. But either way, I've ridden out there a bunch, and this is all leading to one of the nights they were doing this. It's pretty cool. Like on one of the laps, I'm going down pit lane because that's where you start, and you have the option to leave pit lane and go on the track up turn one and ride the whole track that way, or you can take the back way that skips turn one. But sometimes in the pit garages, they'll have race cars. They'll have teams prepping for an upcoming race that weekend or something. And so what happened was Tanner Faust's Volkswagen was in one of the garages. So I got to see that up close. I got to check it out. Like, nobody cared. I mean, I've ridden flatland in those garages. They're perfectly smooth, beautiful surfaces. I mean, the floors are just out of heaven. And when I pass away and I'm in heaven riding my flatland bike, this is what it's probably going to feel like. Because anyway, I've done tricks and had fun in there. And so I went in there thinking the same thing. But then I saw his car and I was like, oh, snap. So I checked out his car and then I'm riding around the track. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool that, I got to see his car up close. Well, I was in the paddock later on that same night and I'm just kind of circling around. I'm kind of trying to decide if I want to do another lap, what I want to do. And guess what I see? Here comes Ken Block walking towards me. He had just gotten out of a vehicle or something, and he was walking to the building behind me in the paddock. And I kind of froze. I didn't know what to do. I didn't say anything. I just kind of nodded, like a quick little, "Hey, what's up?" And he nodded back, and that was it. And then I was just sitting there, like dumbfounded, like I didn't know what to do. Do I talk to him? Well, I don't know what to do. Like, I didn't want to be that guy. I was like, but at the same time inside of me is going like, like, didn't know what to do. And next thing you know, he's walked into the building and that was the last time I ever saw him. And then next thing you know, he passes away. So please, 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 I can't emphasize it enough. If you take anything on this video, and maybe if you've watched it this long, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it because I know I talk a lot. But if I could tell you anything, any little piece of advice I can give you is if you see somebody that you've always wanted to talk to and you have that opportunity, take it. Please take it. You'll never regret it in a million years. Even if you're disappointed, you can at least say, oh, at least I know. And if you don't take it, then you're going to be like, God, I had a chance to talk to Ken Block, for example. Because you never know, like, as what happened to him, I just assume, I'll have another shot. I can't believe he's just walking right by me and this is him. And he was so kind. He was just like, hey, like smiling, I think he was stoked that I was on my BMX bike, to be honest. And then he disappeared and I'm like, oh. And it just hit me on the way home, like, God, that was Ken Block. You should have talked to him. And ever since that's happened, like, that thought pops into my head every now and then. We're like, he's gone now. You're never going to have that chance again. And same thing happened to me with Dave Mira. And fortunately, it was a different environment. It was actually in 2009 at the SEMA show. I got to meet him. He was driving for Subaru at the time, and he was in one of their booths. And he signed a poster, got to talk to him. He was asking me about Nice Street. And I'm so glad that at least I had that little moment with him before he left us. And I got to meet Gene Winfield. He's gone. I got to meet George Barris at SEMA. He's gone. Like, all these people that you always want to meet. And if they're still here, for God's sakes, man, make everything, if you have the chance, talk to them. That's all I'm saying. And it's weird because I'm always nervous to talk to people. It's just how I am. And I got to talk to Caballero at that dinner. After everything was over, they're all kind of mulling around. People were like, walking up to him, getting autographs, taking pictures, just talking to him. I kind of waited again like I did with Tony Hawk, where, it kind of had like a little break where no one was bugging him, and I snuck in, and I was just like, man, I showed you the poster in my hallway of the poster I got. I was talking about that with him, like, I met you guys in '86. You came down to Austin, you skated this demo, and like Travis, and I was so scared to talk to you, and he literally stopped me right there. He's like, don't ever be afraid to talk to anybody. Just don't ever be afraid. We're just, don't be afraid to talk to anybody. Everyone's the same. Don't be afraid to talk to anybody. And it just like bam, like punched me in the face. Like, whoa. It was almost like I was meant to hear that, and it was crazy because here it is coming from this legendary skateboarder that I've admired for years. And so I can't emphasize it enough, and I'm going to leave you with that. It's an hour now. I've talked an hour about skateboarding and all kinds of fun stuff, and yeah, my next video will be a lot shorter. I'm going to post up my pictures from the car shows yesterday. Later today, I'll have a picture of this and a little rundown of how it went. And yeah, so thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing, liking, disliking, commenting. Thanks for being alive. I renamed my page several times, and I've left it with Eat, Sleep, Get Rad, because I kind of figure that's what we should all be doing. It's just, like wake up and just be thankful and make it a rad day, no matter what whatever you're going through. I know we're going through a lot, to be honest. I mean, there's lots of challenges in this life, especially, it's crazy. I get blindsided. We all get blindsided, whether it's finances or, loss of something or someone or whatever it is. And so just have to make the best of it and keep things rad. And I think that's it. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you fast forwarded through it, just whatever, I don't care. I'm just grateful for any little type of engagement. I don't do this for anything other than to share information and to talk to people out there that may or may not, relate to what I have to say. It's a pretty crazy time in this world, and just don't pay attention to that stuff. We're all going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine, and no matter what you're going through, nothing's permanent, right? Like, whatever happens, you just deal with it best you can, and you keep going. And so I hope that's a good message to leave with you, and appreciate you stopping by again. Can't thank you enough. Super grateful. I have like 70-something subscribers, 76, I think. Hopefully that number stayed the same as I make this. And I'm so grateful for everyone that's stopped by and taking a look at my videos. I know I have some bike stuff out there. I have some short little car stuff. Now I'm building the skateboard, and going to enjoy some of the little tiny Hershey's while I'm doing it. Probably listen to some music. Say hello to Penelope. She's our cat. We rescued her. Hey, buddy. My dog is outside in this beautiful weather. As you can see, my wife likes Halloween, in case you haven't got that yet, and Wonder Woman. But anyway, it's going to be a rad day, and we're going to do some fun stuff with the skateboard now. And said it a million times, but again, thank you for everything. Thank you for stopping by. And please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, dislike, talk shit, whatever. I don't care. Just know that you're living in a place that lets you do that, and it's a great thing. And this whole thing is great. So yeah. So my name is Randall. This channel is called Eat, Sleep, Get Rad. And I hope you're having a rad day, rad year, rad month, rad time. And if you're not, just hang in there, because it'll happen. It's all good. So yeah, I'll see you when this thing is done. Thanks. Bye.